So are we ready? Okay. So here's our sponsors. And my name is Shehet Gregory. I'm software engineer in Grammarly. I'm from Ukraine as the latest speaker. And I'm fond of functional reactive programming. I like power of monads, Haskell, Elm, and PureScript. And I work in Grammarly where we develop the great grammar checker tool. Our main projects are web editor and extension for Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and Edge. So my talk is last today, so don't worry. We will have a beer or another drinks very soon. So how make React application really reactive with Focal? So imagine new awesome project. So which technologies do you try to use? I think every kitten on React Alicante will try to use React. Is there anybody who tried to use Angular or Vue.js? Please. Oh. You're brave guys. And actually I think that it's a great idea to use a type system like Flow or TypeScript because it's not okay to receive undefined on production. So use type system. And let's code some demo like fitness weight calculator. So we will like change a gender and a high value and receive the weight. So how our React app look like? We have the app component and each consists of gender component, high component, and weight. So how our state will look like? It will be like interface with some gender type and high value, which is like number. Okay, so we have said about state. What about state management? Actually, it's a great example of reactive programming and observables of streams. What does it mean? So we have a gender component which look like the gender stream. So each can receive male and female value. Also we have the high component which can receive the number, so our high. And after that we have the magic block like combined streams calculation, which will return us a new stream, the weight stream, with our weight value. Okay, so let's create our observables. So we can create two observables, one gender observable of type gender, another of high observables, some number. And now we can combine our streams using observable combine latest, which will use our two observables and callback function. When one of the observable will change, it will automatically synchronize our two streams and calculate our weight. Okay, so let's code our application in React, and when we start do it, we met some problems. The first problem is that React have no mechanism to work with observables, because React is like a pure use a pure methodology, but observable not. That is why we can't render observables in React. So we can't write observable in our React div. So we need some reactive solution which will be like a scalable and will compatible with type system. So here come Focal. Focal we create in Grammarly, and it's like the create React application in FRP way. So at firstly, Focal was developed on TypeScript, so it's have a great TypeScript support with autocomplete. And let's speak. What is Focal? So at first, it's Atom. Atom is like a state in Focal. So Atom extends from Rx behavior subject, and it's like reactive variable. So how it will look like? So we can create like our atom don't create some value, and create a high atom. And after that, we can get the current value, like atom.get. After that, we can set new value to atom, like atom set. And we can modify our atom, get the previous value, and return the new one, like reducer in Redux. And also we can use like observable methods with our atom. So it supports like switch map, flat maps, filter map, and another Rx.js methods. And also we can subscribe to our atom and manage some side effects. Okay, so what about our React? How we can render observables? Because we have a problem that we can render observables in React way. But with Focal, we can do that. So Focal allows us to use f elements like f.someReactElement, which can render observables. And when our observables will change, it will automatically render our React elements. So how does it work? So f elements can use observable props, and they can subscribe on them. And when our observables will change, it will automatically render our f elements. So there is no magic, there is only subscription. Okay, we have f elements, is great, but how about vendor components? For example, today we have a lot of talks about like CSS components, stylet components, and what if I want not to use like a weight value component with some fspan and weight observables and with some class name? For example, I want to use like a stylet component, weight value, but stylet components can render observables because stylet components is like the simple React elements. But Focal provides us a lift function which can make every component like reactive. So now our stylet components became reactive and can render observables. So Focal allow us to use observables everywhere. And for example, we can update our stylet components, like example. And when our like weight will be, oh, this doesn't run a video. It's strange. Okay, so can somebody help me? Maybe from organizers. It doesn't show me my screen. So.
Alejandro, can you?
Because I won't show a video, a little video.
Because maybe it's on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's extended and it's on the side probably.
Because I want to show the video.
So ask this. ¿Quieres sacar? No. ¿Queremos usar? Is there audio or only?
Yeah, it's like a video in Keynote. Maybe somebody know how to.
Is there someone that uses this because I don't know?
What's the video? So here's the video, but there is no video.
No, it's embedded. I don't know. Just talk around it.
So, okay. Okay, so 1 sec. Oh man. Fuck. Okay, so especially I have the video for each component, and on the video, when we change the value of weight component and the value of weight was more than 16, we will make the weight value like red, and it was automatically changed to red, and when it is less than 60, it will be like a black, but there is no video. Okay. So, how do you write correctly application using Focal? So, actually, when we write application using Redux, we have only one store, and it was great to have single big like data structure for our applications. But in Focal, now we have only items, and it's not okay to create item for each component. So how we can use with one single store? And here comes lens. So what's lens? We have, for example, we have some atom.create, some gender type, male, and high value. And after that, we want to get only the high value from this like big atom. So we can just write state lens high and create the lens. The lens is like the new atom. And when we change the new atom, it will change not only the lens, the new atom, high, it will change the parent atom. So now we can just put the appropriate type, appropriate value of our state in our component. For example, for gender, we can use only gender lens. For high, we use only high lens, so only part of our high. And for weight, we will use the whole state. Okay, so the last point, what about performance? And the build time will be soon. So, for example, we have a state, and we want to change part of it, so only a high value. So, when we use Redux, we will wrap our component using connect, and if our component will change, we will like render all the component. If you use a mobix, we will use observer and we will render all the component. But now in Focal, we will render not on all the component. We have render only like F input, so only React element, but not the whole or part of React tree. And the same for weight. So we have changed all state, so we have used all state. So we will render only one input. Okay, so what's Focal? It has the great data structure called Atom. It allows us to use all power of observables in our React application. Also, it helps us to use lens and became our application really scalable, and it have a great performance. So developer life with Focal is great. And we have used it on production for more than 1 year, and our application web editor have been developing it. So also Focal support a new version of React, so it's great. And a little bonus, actually there is no video, and it's a bit. But Atom events allow you to use the best from immutable and mutable worlds, because the Atom inside have RX observables, and it's like it have ID of immutable, and we can like get a part of this observable, big observable, and make our state mutable. And especially I have the video, but it doesn't work like here, but I think I can, if I run the browser, I can just show you. Maybe, or not. Yeah, I think. Yeah, okay. So we can use like a Redux time traveling using Focal as well with Redux dev tool. And also when I prepare for this conference, I start to develop Focal native. It's like Focal state management for React Native, and I will open sources soon. So share and start Focal. Thank you.
Yes, I said if you want, you can show tomorrow
Yeah,
the videos,
okay?
Okay? Any questions?
So this looks very similar to Mobex. It looks like it
Yeah, but
slots in very similarly, but it has the observable angle.
yeah, it has the real observables. So especially I'm contributor into Mobix as I'm developer of the Focal. So yes, it is the similar, but it is more similar to Camel. Not everyone here know about Camel, and at first when we start develop our new product, we start from Camel, but Camel is like very experimental. So it's not like production ready, so we have developed like Camel, which is production ready, and use TypeScript.
Okay. Your slides are beautiful, by the way.
Especially it's much more beautiful. There is everywhere video, but you can see it, and oh man. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking about observables, if you have multiple dependent chained observables and you start to change each of them, do you render UI immediately?
Yeah.
Or you're waiting for a state to be stable and then change UI only once?
It's like idea of reactive programming, so we will like change it immediately.
Okay, is there any way to defer UI
Yes, there
change?
is any way to defer.
Okay.
Like the originally observable way to defer.
Okay.
Anyone else? Thanks a lot, Gregory. Thank you.